Arthur, what is you doing? Oh, that's what you're doing. Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome to Pretty Good Cooking. This is a side dish recipe episode, which in the past would mean that it would come out on a Friday. It'd be short and fun. But in modern PGC, it means that it is content and will come out when it comes out. Okay, I'm gonna make a cider braised cabbage. Look at my son manipulating locks. Look at that, he's learning. Cool stuff. This is a cider braised cabbage, so it's a rustic side dish. We're having it with potato leek soup, and various sausages for our luncheon meal today. It's quite warm in here. I feel a little sweaty. Okay, so let's begin. I'm gonna crack a cider. Okay, so here's the cider. We're gonna put it in the cabbage. All right, we're gonna start with a cabbage. This is a Savoy cabbage, which means that it's wrinkly and fun. And we're gonna chop that cabbage into big chunks. Big chunks. And so what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna quarter it, and then I'm gonna hopefully eighth it. But that's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But you really want a cabbage chunk like that, right? And then when you cook it and you serve it, it'll sit on the plate like that, and it'll look majestic. You know, I am very passionate about cabbage. 5 years ago, I started being on a cabbage kick, and it never stopped. And I just love cabbage. It's just a wonderful texture. It makes me feel good. Love cabbage. Love it. Okay, so I'm vaguely basing this on a Cook's Illustrated recipe, and I think that there's going to be too much volume to do this all at once, but I'll try my best. So over here I got a Dutch oven and get that heated up, and to really indulge today, we're going to use lard because there's going to be bacon in it anyways, and I just think that lard would go nice with it. But you know, the combination of lard and cabbage is that's a secret formula for old world. That's how you your Oma lived forever. Lard and cabbage.
Oma's usually the first one to go because she's like a 2-pack-a-day smoker.
Fair.
That's the truth.
That's fair, Quinn. Can't argue with that. Okay, so I'm getting the lard heated up, and then I'm gonna, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do nothing really. Well, I'll do a little bit. Look at that stunning presentation. Okay, it's done. Just kidding.
Please like this video if you want more cabbage content.
Maybe I just end every episode. Every episode of PG Style. Please like this. Please like this video.
I gotta send my kid to college.
That's right. I'm desperate, guys. Okay, I got an onion, a whole one. It's yellow because it's a coward. Yellow onion. You could use any onion, but yellow or white would probably be most typical. Red would not be typical. It would be atypical. All right, so I hyped it and I took off the top and bottom and the skin, and then we're just gonna thin slice like so. And I think that lard's ready, so I'm gonna start browning the cabbage. I'm gonna do this in batches, in batches, and it's gonna get a little poppity because cabbage is mostly water. That's part of why it's so good. So we're just gonna brown each side of the cabbage for a couple minutes. There's my onion. And we will be back with an update when I brown the cabbage. We'll be back. So we're not quite there on the brown. Well, yeah, okay. So we just want a little bit of caramelization, just a little bit. And we'll do this other side, pop some more lard in there, and then we'll do the other half the cabbage. We'll be back. I got this little bag of bacon, and what I do as a human is when I got like a pack of bacon or whatever, I just like save a little bit of it in little bags for applications such as this one. And it looks a little weird, but it's not bad. It's just like it's been in the freezer for a little bit. It's farm bacon, so don't worry about it. And if I didn't show you already, you see we got some browning on the cabbage, just a little bit. I think that's nice. Get that bacon going. The pot looks a little dry to me, so I'm gonna put a little lard in there. You know, a lot of times, depending on the kind of bacon, that wouldn't be necessary, but this is like a leaner bacon, so we'll just roll with it. I had the pot at pretty high heat to brown that cabbage. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. And we're just gonna brown this for a couple minutes, not to the point that it is crisp or anything, but just slightly rendered. Because in this context, it's really more for flavor than it is for texture. So I'm gonna flip this around a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get my onions in there. When I'm cooking this kind of thing, I like using the big rustic spoon. The big rustic spoon. So we're gonna cook these for about 5-10 minutes, something like that. And then we'll be back.
Come back you.
Now we're gonna put some apple cider vinegar into the pot. This is 8 ounces. And you can use that to deglaze the pot a bit if there's any brown bits. And we're gonna let that cook for about 3 minutes. We're gonna put in more cider, which I actually planned on using regular, like regular, non-alcoholic cider, but we couldn't find it. So I'm gonna use alcoholic cider. And I think it'll be just fine. So this is Cider Guy's Pip. Heirloom cider, it's low ABV. And we need about 2 cups of that. This is our braising liquid today. And the rest for me. All right, let's go ahead and get our cider in there. It's our braising liquid. And then we're gonna nestle the cabbage, like we're putting it down for a nap, into the braising liquid. Trying to keep those chunks somewhat coherent. And I don't think that they will all fit in perfectly, but we can kind of shove them in there and hope for the best. Now, very important, you can see on my plate that there's liquid, and we're absolutely putting that in there. That's good cabbage juice, don't waste it. And then we're gonna braise it. So when you braise something, you're gonna bring the liquid up to a boil, put the lid on, just let it cook. And typically what braising means is that you've got liquid that doesn't completely cover it, so it partially is boiling, partially steaming. It's braising. So we're gonna let that go about 20 minutes. We'll give you an update when we return on this show. Okay, our cabbages are braised. You can tell that they are tender, cooked through, so they should look kind of like that. And so we will arrange them on a platter. You can be as artful as you like. Try to hold them from the core. They'll hold together a little bit better. And then we're gonna pop a little butter into the remaining sauce and spoon it over our finished cabbages. So we want roughly a tablespoon of butter. Pop it in there. Perfect. I'm gonna turn the heat up. And if you have the time, you could like let the sauce thicken up a bit, but otherwise we'll just kind of spoon it over. I think that looks pretty nice. And I forgot, but that's okay, that we were gonna salt and pepper the sauce. I just didn't do that. So we'll just add a little bit of salt and some pepper. Alright, so like I said, you basically have these nice big pieces of cabbage, and when you actually eat it, you'll have a fork and a knife. But it should be pretty tender, and I'll give it a taste. So this is wonderful, and it's actually like, to me it's a really nice texture where there is still texture to the cabbage, but it is fully cooked. The cider gives it a brightness, but the bacon gives it a savoriness. Really tasty. I think it'll go awesome with our potato leek soup today. So, that's how you do it. Please like this video for your enjoyment. And we'll see you next time on PGC. Okay, bye. I'm gonna eat this cabbage.